This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein.
Let me throw to one other thing, because the other big thing, and then you're going to hit the Olympic stuff, which is super, super interesting and actually kind of connected to this story when we generally talk about, feelings around America and all that stuff. But I want to throw to one Epstein thing, because that seems like it's the story that's just going to sit with us now, and we're going to keep getting information and trying to figure out what's true and everything else. But interestingly, as we had this 3 million document dump, and as more emails are coming out, and now there's some images coming out and some videos and things. I mean, Steve Bannon seems like he's in an awful lot of hot water, and I think it might explain some of his bizarre political behavior over the last couple of months. But anyway, it's looking more and more like Donald Trump is totally exonerated, which is exactly what I kept saying for the 4 years that the Democrats had all the power to release all this. They didn't. And when they tried to derail his presidency, they didn't do anything with this. So if there was a smoking gun around him, we obviously would have got it already. But here's a little bit more on the fact that Trump is not in trouble here, but a lot of other people seem to be.
This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein. Among the 3 million Epstein files released by the Department of Justice last month is a 4-page FBI report on an interview the Bureau conducted in 2019 with the man believed to be former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Ryder. Ryder and his detectives began investigating Epstein for human trafficking in 2004. According to the document, Trump called Ryder around that time and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Ryder also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. The former police chief says Trump told him to focus on Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she is evil.
Did you have any suspicions that he was molesting young women,
No, I had no
underage women?
idea. I had no idea.
Trump has long denied having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but Ryder says Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein.
All right, so there's a lot here, Sage. I believe Trump here. I really do. First off, everything about that story rings true, that like if he knew there was a bad guy around Mar-a-Lago, he would have got rid of him. The fact that they say that around the time of the investigation, he's tipping off the police over there, like it all kind of sounds right. Now, was Trump around him and there were women around and all that other stuff? Yeah, probably. And that's the weird thing. I think we talked about this once. The weird thing about all of this is everyone's trying to point at everyone in there and being like, "Oh, see, gotcha." And the problem with any kind of sophisticated honeypot operation is you don't need everybody to be guilty. So let's say there were 10 names on that thing and 6 people did really terrible things. You got Epstein, and then let's say 6 people did terrible things. That's 7 people. 3 other people might have been going to parties or had been invited to dinners or blah, 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 and just been there, not known about it. And then they're going to be destroyed in the process. So that's why this whole thing is just so messy. And you see every political side is just trying to use it for their political purposes, which is gross, although obviously not the most grotesque part of what happened here.
You know, when I saw that with ABC News, I'm like, oh, this must pain them. And I think CNN has made some admissions as well. I just want them to make George Stephanopoulos voice that package. Put it out on Good Morning America. That looked like the overnight show. Maybe they did it throughout. Maybe they say, oh, it's fine, we tweeted it, so that covers all of ABC, which I guess it does. But for those people who actually have gotten in some trouble for going too far with their language describing things they think Donald Trump may have been involved in back in the day, currently, whatever it is, just to have them come out and say it's a big deal. We'll take that. Doesn't mean that I think that the mainstream media is finally going to start to use their brain and be fair. Just try to be fair. I still go back to the beginning of Trump's term here in 2025 and just how poorly it was handled. Because I think that a lot of this we wouldn't be talking about it in this way, maybe. And I think that they wouldn't have tried to come so hard over the last year, because when Pam Bondi went out there and you have the big white folder and then all the influencers that they gave the package to, and it's on my desk. And then, well, I didn't exactly say it was all on my desk. They messed this up.
Yeah.
And so now, you're darn right. They're going to try to find any possible way. And in this case, they have to admit that, according to this, there looks like there's proof. that Donald Trump had nothing to do with this and he was doing the right thing. He actually could have just remained silent, but instead he took it to the next step and tipped people off and was telling the right people to try to get him to stop it. But it makes me sad that it was handled poorly from the get-go.